Bonjour tout le monde. Merci d'avoir d'être ici. Hello everybody, thank you for being here today. Once again, my name is Trisha Henry. I will be your moderator for today. Je vais être votre modératrice pour aujourd'hui. Et aujourd'hui, c'est un panel captivant sur l'engagement civique. Aujourd'hui, nous réunissons des experts éminents du droit, de la politique et de l'entrepreneurial pour partager leurs points de vue et nous inspirer à agir. Alors, merci encore à tous et à tous d'être parmi nous. Préparez-vous pour une discussion passionnante et engageante. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this incredible panel of civic engagement. Today, we're bringing together some of the sharpest minds from the law, politics, and entrepreneurship to share their insights and inspire action. Thank you all for joining us, and let us get ready for a thought-provoking and engaging discussion. First, we're going to also do the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we gather today on the ancestral indigenous land of Canadian Kehaka Nation, also known as Tiohitake, Montreal. We recognize the Canadian Kehaka as the traditional custodians of these lands and waters, and we respect the continued connections with the past, present, and future in our ongoing relationships with Indigenous and other peoples within and around the Montreal community. Alors, pour commencer, on va donner le microphone à notre co-fondateur, Monsieur Joël de Bellefeuille. To start this morning, we are going to give the microphone to the co-founder of Futur Montréal, Mr. Joël de Bellefeuille.
Thank you, Trish. Bon matin. Good morning. Je me suis ici avec mon collègue et cofondateur Matthew Kerr. Moi, je m'appelle Joël de Bellefeuille, cofondateur de Futur Montréal. Avant tout, je veux vous remercier d'être ici aujourd'hui. Votre présence est la preuve que l'engagement citoyen ici à Montréal est bien vivant et que les gens ont soif pour l'information, de changement et surtout de se faire entendre. L'événement de ce matin n'est pas à propos de Futur Montréal. Il est à propos de vous, de nous tous, comme citoyens qui avons un rôle à jouer dans la démocratie municipale. Nous avons réuni 6 personnes influentes dans notre ville, au parcours très différent, pour vous parler sur leur quotidien et de façon que ça implique dans leur métier ou leurs expériences qui croisent directement les enjeux de notre ville ici à Montréal. Cela dit, permettez-moi un petit peu de vous dire un petit mot sur Futur Montréal. C'est un mouvement qui vient d'en bas, de la réalité des gens. Ce sont des citoyens engagés qui veulent du concret, du vrai changement. On voit qu'est-ce qui fonctionne puis qu'est-ce qui ne fonctionne pas. Puis on écoute ce que les gens vivent et on veut proposer une nouvelle façon de faire les choses, plus proche, plus humaine, plus connectée à la vraie vie des Montréalais. Futur Montréal veut offrir une alternative réelle, une alternative moderne, inclusive et ancrée dans les réalités des Montréalais. Nous croyons que les décisions qui affectent votre quartier, votre rue, votre famille devraient être prises avec vous, pas sans vous. Notre objectif est clair. Redonner du pouvoir aux citoyens, renforcer la transparence, faire de la politique municipale quelque chose de proche, de compréhensible et d'accessible à tout. Bien, je vais juste dire un petit quelque chose. On est en train d'être vu comme un parti en ce moment de mouvement, puis non autorisé, mais dans les prochains jours, à semaine, ça se peut que les choses changent. Je tiens à remercier chaleureusement nos panélistes pour leur présence, ainsi que toutes les personnes qui ont contribué à organiser cette matinée. Votre implication, votre énergie sont ceux qui rendent cet événement possible. Aussi, je veux aussi dire merci à Trish. Hello, good morning. My name is Joel Belfer. I'm the co-founder of Futur Montréal, along with my colleague and friend, Matthew Kerr. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for being here today. It shows that civic engagement is alive and well in the city of Montreal, and that people are hungry for information, for change, and for their voices to be heard. This morning event is not about Futur Montreal, it's about you. It's about all of us as citizens and the role we play in shaping our democracy. We brought together 6 influential individuals from across the city, each with a unique background to speak about the importance of municipal politics, how it affects your daily life, and how their work or experience intersects with local issues. That said, let me share a little bit about Futur Montreal. It's a movement that comes from the ground up, from real people facing real challenges. It's driven by engaged citizens who want practical, meaningful change. We see what's not working, we hear what people are going through, and we want to bring a new way of doing things, one that's closer, more human, and truly connected to the lives of Montrealers. Futur Montreal is here to offer a real alternative, one that's modern, inclusive, and grounded in the realities of this city. We believe that decisions that affect your street, your neighborhood, your family, should be made with you, not without you. Our goal is clear: to empower citizens, to bring transparency, and make municipal politics something understandable, accessible, and truly local. While we're currently waiting for full authorization as a municipal party, there are some things that today we can't say publicly at this time. That being said, we would hope and anticipate in the coming days or weeks that will be an authorized movement. I want to thank our panelists for being here today and everyone who helped put this together. Your involvement, energy is what made this possible. If you guys are hungry, had food already, there's still some leftovers, you can go back and get some more. We'll be having a break probably around 11:30. There's going to be a fantastic presentation by Mr. Paul-André Savoie from Baseline, technology based off of civic engagement that is in real time and being used as we speak. But I won't go too much because he's going to spill it. Trish, I'll give the mic back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next, prochainement, on va parler de la santé mentale. At this moment, we're going to talk about mental health. We are going to bring out Svetlana Chernagio, a mental health and advocate expert. Please give it up for Svetlana, everybody.
Thank you, Trish. So, hello, bonjour à tous. So my name is Svetlana Chernagio. I'm an award-winning mental health advocate, speaker, and wellness expert. I have spent over 20 years helping shift how we walk and talk about mental health. Not just in therapy rooms, but in media, schools, workplaces, and in government spaces. But I don't just speak about this from theory. I live with complex PTSD and anxiety, and I've survived trauma that could have taken my life more than once. So I understand what it means to feel silenced, and what it takes to use your voice in any way. That's why this conversation matters to me so much, because mental health and civic engagement are deeply connected. Mental health is not just about personal well-being, it's about how our environment impacts us, how we feel safe, how we feel supported, and whether our voices are heard. In Montreal, many people, especially in Black immigrant and unserved communities, are carrying unaddressed traumas. The trauma that can lead to isolation, disrupt the system, and you can feel disengaged. If someone doesn't feel safe, why would they vote? Why would they be a part of any movement? Why would they attend public meetings? Why would they believe their voice matters? At the same time, getting involved means healing. A part of civic engagement is healing. Even in small ways, it can help people feel empowered again. Whether it's organizing, voting, showing up for a movement, a cause, civic participation, it's saying that I exist. I belong. I have something to contribute to the community. That is true for me as a mental health advocate. It became my lifeline, having community and being able to speak to others. I turned my pain into purpose. And this is what I see in people every day. We are learning to speak up and to reclaim their power through community. We are living in a time where civic actions is more visible and more urgent than ever. From racial injustice to education, housing, health, and climate, people are rising up. But at the same time, many are burning out. We don't just need louder voices, we need supportive ones. We need communities to come together. That's why mental health is an essential part of civic movement and civic engagement. Because the real goal isn't just mobilizing people. It's making sure that they're well enough to be able to engage, lead, and be a part of communities. Civic action must include care, access, and rest. That's how we build sustainable change, not just emotional exhaustion. If we want people to engage in community movements, we need to speak what people really need. Providing trauma-informed mental health services in schools, shelters, and in community hubs. Offering support in multiple languages through trusted community leaders. Making public spaces more inclusive and emotionally safe, not intimidating. Because if we ignore mental health, we ignore people who need these in the system the most. Mental health is civic health, and we can't build stronger communities without addressing both. Healing is not a side conversation, it's the foundation of civic power. Engagement starts with feeling safe, seen, and supported. Let's create a Montreal and a country where people can not feel like they're just surviving, but stepping into their power. Because the future of Montreal isn't just about policy, it's about people. And when people are mentally well, our city can truly thrive. Une ville en santé mentale et une ville forte et engagée. Merci, thank you.
Merci, Svetlana. Okay, prochainement, on va parler, we're going to do an introduction actually of everybody, des introductions. Premièrement, on va commencer avec Monsieur Ralph Mastromonaco. He's a criminal defense lawyer, so we're going to start with Ralph. So Ralph, if you can introduce.
Is this okay now? Yeah, okay. Alors, premièrement, je vais faire une remarque préliminaire, c'est que pendant mon discours, je vais parler français, anglais, mais j'aimerais que tout le monde soit à l'aise. Et si je commence en français, soyez à l'aise de me poser des questions, de faire vos commentaires en anglais. And if I speak English, please feel free to speak in French. Both languages are more than welcome here today. Alors, je suis ravi d'être avec ces panélistes ce matin et surtout avec vous, mes co-citoyens, pour partager un peu de temps ensemble et pour exprimer et partager avec vous certaines de mes idées concernant l'engagement civique. Un petit peu d'histoire, je suis le fils d'immigrants italiens. Je suis né à Montréal, éduqué à Montréal. J'ai vécu tous les événements de notre société remarquables et j'ai eu une excellente éducation. Et en février, j'ai eu l'honneur de plaider devant la Cour suprême du Canada. Je suis avocat depuis 43 ans. Et pour la première fois, je me suis trouvé devant la Cour suprême. Je ne suis pas comme mon collègue, Maître Grey, qui plaide devant la Cour suprême fréquemment. Alors, avant de faire des remarques, quand c'était mon tour, il y avait les 9 justices de la Cour suprême et une réflexion m'a frappé. Cette réflexion était la grandeur de notre pays, le Canada. Et je me suis dit, il y a très peu de pays au monde où le fils d'un immigrant peut devenir avocat dans une première génération et un jour plaider devant la Cour suprême du pays qui a accueilli sa famille si généreusement. Alors, ça, c'est une philosophie que j'ai toujours portée avec moi. Je trouve que le Canada est le meilleur pays au monde, mais ça ne veut pas dire qu'il n'y a pas une possibilité d'amélioration. Alors, je suis avocat et je vais aussi partager avec vous ma vision et ça fait 42 ans que je pratique, and I'd like to share with you what I feel is the vision of the legal profession. And I believe that in a free society, that a lawyer needs to be two things at the same time, and he needs to be a free society that is dedicated to the rule of law and constitutionally protected human rights. A lawyer needs to be both a guardian of the law and a critic of the law. And you need to be doing that at the same time. The problem is that in our daily lives as lawyers, we are consumed with the guardian aspect. So every day we make sure that laws are respected. We go to court and make sure that the rights of our clients are vindicated, and we're in the day-to-day of it. But the other aspect, being in the trenches like that, you come to see what's wrong, what is not working. And I believe that we need to start emphasizing that as early as law school for the students that are there to learn that you need to have that second vision to be prepared to criticize what's not working and then to do something about it. The third obligation of a lawyer is to give back. And that is, to me, an essential component of giving back to your society. And in my case, a society that's been so good to me, I feel duty-bound to use my skill set to make it better. So, you know, today I was asked to give a few of my reflections on the criminal justice system. And I can tell you that all is not well in the criminal justice system, especially for Indigenous and racialized persons. As many of you may know, that I do some advocacy work with the Red Coalition, which is an organization started by Joel de Belfay, and I've been active many years with him. And I think it's important for people to know that I don't see myself as a white savior. I see myself as Elisha with the black community, because when things are wrong and when things are fair, we need to speak up and speak out. So I believe that we have a tremendous judiciary. I believe that we have an amazing judicial system that tries to get it right every day. But there are things that aren't working, especially for the people that Svetlana is talking about, what we call the vulnerable members of our society. And I fundamentally believe that the greatness of a society is measured by how well we treat the most vulnerable members of our society. And we could do better. We don't do a bad job, but we could do better. And what I've remarked since the pandemic, what the pandemic has really made very, very clear is that in so many of our institutions, we are in need of transformational change. Things have continued to be done like they've been done since the 1970s and 1980s, and it is shameful. The criminal justice system fails vulnerable people because we're stuck in that mindset. There are two fundamental problems in our criminal justice system, and one I refer to as judicial infrastructure, and that means the procedural aspect of how we do what we do. We are still a paper society. In an age of information technology and artificial intelligence, we still have judges and court clerks writing things on pieces of paper and sending them here and sending them there. Montreal is a leader in information technology.